Hey y'all, welcome to Big Texas Bossin, the show that spills the Texas tea on bossing up, tossing coins, and living your biggest and best life on your own terms. I'm your host, Leilani Wilson Jones, and today on this segment, we're bossing up in the world of comedy.
It's time for Big Texas Bossin with Leilani Wilson Jones. Spilling the tea on bossing up.
Join the conversation with actor and comedian boss Anthony Davis of the original Playmakers as we talk about the business of entertainment and his strategy to not only remain relevant, but unique in his approach curating content. Thank you, Anthony Davis. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on. You got that country twang. I hear you out there, Miss Jones.
Yes, Southern
yeah, I
twang.
love the Southern women, for real, for real.
Right, nothing like us, nothing like us.
Nothing like y'all, for real, for real.
Yes. Mr. Ant Davis' comedic roots began during his childhood as a preacher's kid. As a result, his creative, clean content naturally gleaned from his environment. Mr. Ant Davis started off performing in originally written stage plays in 2002 as one of the original Playmakers alongside Kev on Stage and Jason Fredericks. In 2012, the Playmakers began entertaining the audiences with original sketch comedy while opening for gospel legends such as Fred Hammond of Dallas, Israel Houghton, Mary Mary, Hezekiah Walker, and many more. Also in 2012, Mr. Ant Davis helped pioneer the first YouTube videos of their kind for All Right TV, produced by Tracy Edmonds. Over the past 8 years, Mr. Ant Davis continues to make viral content for social media with close to 1 billion views by hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. As a solo comedian, Mr. Ant Davis continues to bring clean comedy to the world. Wow. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That sounds good. Where you get that from? Y'all over here stealing stuff. Where y'all get that from? I need to know. I need to write that down again.
We can't tell you where we stole it from.
Oh, man.
All right. Tell us who Anthony Davis is and how did it all start?
I was a tender age of 6 months. It came out the womb, you know what I mean, right at 3:30 service at church. And I decided that I wanted to make people laugh. I felt like the best content is always at church. The best content is with our people. I love our people because we are so animated, so cultured, and we just bring a lot of stuff together. So I was like, why not, bring some of our comedic stuff to light. So that's what I started doing. I actually been doing stage plays for a very long time before I started getting into the whole digital content. So like I said, I started doing stage plays when I was about 10 or 11. I played the little water boy in Jesus story. I don't even know if there was a water boy in Jesus of Nazareth, but they just made me the water boy. So I was just brought the water out for Jesus to see. And but yeah, I started doing that, and then like I said, it just progressed. Started doing stage plays, and then stage plays we weren't making enough money, so it was like, let's jump to the digital content, and that's where it kind of just took off from there.
Okay, that's awesome. The Playmakers were one of the first group of comedic content creators on social media. With the new talent out there that's starting their careers off on social media, how does that inspire you, or do you feel like you are ahead of the wave?
It definitely inspires me to see some of the content that we put out in the past and people recreate it, and I love it. I love to watch it. I love to, a lot of them kind of, reach out to me about certain things that they're working on. So that's always a good thing. So just to know we were part of that, and open up doors, for so many people to be able to do content like that is definitely a big accomplishment for myself and the Playmakers. Jason and Kevin, we still keep in contact and still talk about just those days of working together. So yeah, I love it. Love the content, and I'm still doing content. So I love bringing that content as well.
Right. What would you say are the roots of your beginnings, though?
The roots?
Right, the roots.
I ain't got no roots. Roots, I would say just the roots was like definitely the stage plays. And always wanted to entertain. I mean, I remember a little kid entertaining parties that my parents had, you know, dancing or telling jokes or whatever it was. So I think that was my roots. After I knew that I loved doing that, I said, let me keep doing it. So that's kind of where it started. Is just, you know, your mom, you know, everybody has an old school story. Get out here and dance. You know, that was me. That was a kid. I was like, all right, I got to do my little dance while I'm down here. Now tell a joke or I'm going to whoop you. It's like, dang, I just dance for y'all. I got to get a whooping too. So just all the stuff that we had, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Did you look at anyone else's work and say, I want to be like them? Or did you look at anyone else's work to draw inspiration on? Or you just came out the gate original?
No, so really, growing up, I really love live in color. People, a lot of you kids won't even know about that right now, but like that's kind of where I kind of got my base from. Is like I love the whole cast. They were very like it was an assortment of comedians. You know what I mean? Like 31 flavors of, you know, every type. We had Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, all the Wayans brothers, David Allen Greer. You know, just assortment of them. To me, was just like I want to be a part of that. So that's kind of where I got my start. I always wanted to do sketch comedy just by watching, you know, those guys growing up. So that's kind of where I started at or wanted to emulate.
Awesome. So what's your current feeling about the industry and where do you think it's headed?
You said current billing? Current
feeling. FEE.
Okay, you got that country, you got that twang on you a little bit. I heard
love
that
southernness. That's that southernness.
I do. I love it.
Taking it to the West Coast.
Listen, my girlfriend is from Kentucky, so she always does a lot of that twang. But yeah, I like it. It's still in that level. You know what I mean? Definitely working with still some of the, you know, top creators or just doing things on my own has definitely been a pleasure. And then just working with people from the past that still love doing stuff with me. I've worked with. I mean, you made a list of people that I've worked with in the past, but still working with them is definitely, you know, always a big deal. So I love it.
Right. You have a vast history of opening for various entertainers. What drives you to open for them, and what process do you go to set yourself apart from their act?
So a lot of times it's singers and I can't sing. I mean, I try all the time, but I cannot sing. So that helps me set myself apart from them. I just hosted Dawkins and Dawkins 2 months ago. I did that, and so I was a big fan of them growing up. So I just pretty much whatever I pulled from the past, you know, where there's, you know, I was a Christian kid growing up. We used to do bump and grind into Christian music. I don't know how we did that, but we definitely did that a lot when we were kids because that was the only music we were listening to at the time. So just, you know, taking that and using that as a host is always good. And they loved it. We enjoyed ourselves, had a good time. Houston was dope, even though everybody caught COVID after that. I don't know what happened. People weren't wearing masks at all, but it was a good time. We had a good event.
Right. Now, do you write all of your own material?
I do, but I have, I've been doing it for so long that I don't really write. I freestyle all of the videos by myself. So, like what I'll do is I'll think of a process and I'll think of a couple ideas and I'll just put the camera in front of me and I'll just shoot. And whatever is good, I'll keep, and whatever is bad, I'll probably keep still. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really bother me too much. People are really concerned about critics and comments and stuff, but I'm not. Like, it's just who I am. So all of it is freestyle, unless I'm working with somebody else and I have to coach them to say what I want them to say. But for the most part, it's all freestyle.
Okay. A lot of times with traditional comedians, you see that their stories are coming from conflict, pain, real life experiences, just different things that have happened, maybe things that are going on in the world that have affected them. Being that you do clean comedy, where do you get your ideas from, and how do you keep it clean?
Well, see, I don't. It's probably like a couple jokes that I talk about my pain, but for the most part, I had a great upbringing, so I kind of talk about just the extreme things that my parents would do that weren't like bad. Like, I wasn't an abuser. My dad wasn't Joe Jackson, and I'm not Michael Jackson at all. So it wasn't to the extreme of that, but it was just funny things. Like my dad would pray aggressively to God. It's like, God can hear you. Why are you yelling at God? You know what I'm saying? He acted like God had a hearing aid, but he didn't. God can hear you, Dad. So that's kind of what I talk about is jokes like that. So I love that's pretty much what I kind of pull from, and it is definitely hard to do clean content. I will tell you that because I think we live in a world where it's like sex and it's women and it's cursing. So I feel like it's easy for them. I can easily make a whole sketch about that, and definitely it'll go viral. But I try to challenge myself to make sure that it's clean. And then also I come from the 90s. I'm a 90s baby. So I come from that background, that wholesome Family Matters, Fresh Prince, even not throw Martin in there, he said his curse words every now and then, but it still was wholesome comedy, wholesome sitcom. So I kind of like want the whole family to be able to watch it and not just be like, oh, baby, cover your ears, he's cursing. I don't want that to ever happen. So I try to create the content for everybody.
All right. Where do your biggest and brightest ideas come from?
Biggest and brightest, everyday people. People are funny. You know what I mean? Like you deal with people on a daily basis, and you just, I have gotten to this area where when I'm with my friends, they be like, "Don't make content about me. I know you about to make a joke about me. I know you about," because it's just people. People being people. People acting, how they want to act, and then that's so pretty much. If you watch my videos, there's somebody that I'm close to that I'm emulating. My videos. So a lot of times I'll get a DM or I get a text message. I know that's me. I know you're talking about me. And so, but I mean, that's what I pull from. I feel like people are hilarious every day, all day.
Who are your top 5 favorite comics?
Ooh, top 5? You trying to give me on the top 5?
Top 5?
I would say top 5. I would say definitely Eddie Murphy. Definitely Martin Lawrence. Bernie Mac for sure. I'm gonna throw everybody off because people don't really care for him that much, but he's hilarious to me. Kevin Hart, I think Kevin Hart is hilarious, but a lot of people just don't think he's that funny. And Dave Chappelle. Is that 5?
That was 5. Thank you.
That's 5. Dave Chappelle got to round it out with one of the goats.
Right. That's wonderful. And I was thinking you were going to reach way back and bring somebody out of the woodworks, but no, that's wonderful.
What, like Richard Pryor or something?
Yeah, Richard Pryor, Red Fox. I was expecting you to say one of those, but no. No,
I mean, I think because it wasn't my era.
Right.
So I didn't really listen to Richard Pryor until I got older, and I was like, oh, it's like Eddie Murphy to me. So I mean, they kind of have the same makeup. So that's just because I don't know. I feel like I'm still young, but I'm old.
What would you say to the comedian that's up and coming?
Be consistent. A lot of people think that because you're on social media that you're supposed to be famous like this and money's supposed to come like this, but listen, I've been on this journey for 15 years and I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm still consistent. So people just automatically think that you're supposed to be famous off one video. I've had just talked to this person the other day and they was like, oh, I only had 20 likes. I was like, well, how many videos have you done? I've done 2. What did you expect? You don't expect it to happen. And for people to say that it's happened overnight, they're not telling you the truth. There's been work behind it. People are getting to the point that they have to work for in order to get to that point. So I say consistency. Stay consistent. Keep doing your content. If you love doing it, keep doing it, and then see what the fruit is. But don't think that it's going to happen tomorrow. It doesn't happen like that.
Okay. How long does it typically prepare? I know you said you come off the cuff a lot, but when you are preparing, how long does it take you to prepare, or how long did it used to take you to prepare for a skit?
To be honest, like maybe 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Like I said, I have an idea. I just got to make sure I have my camera. I get my camera. It takes me 5 minutes. Well, it takes me about 3 minutes to record and like 2 minutes to edit, and I post it.
Oh, wow. That's real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and like no joke. Like I was with my girlfriend this weekend, and we did a video together. And she was like, "You're done?" And I was like, "Yeah." It just literally took me 5 minutes to put. I already had the idea in my head. I was driving. I got out the car. I filmed it. Came back in. Took me 2 minutes to edit. Then posted it. So
okay,
it doesn't take me too long.
Right. So do you have a team, or is it you and the girlfriend, or?
I'm trying to get her on the team. I'm definitely trying to get on the team. She's an actress, so she wants to do more stuff, but she doesn't want to be she doesn't want to be in the videos as much. So I'm trying to wing her in a little bit, but she's definitely good, talented, and definitely want to put her in some more stuff. So you'll see as we keep filming.
Okay, wonderful. And you just released a new project with Jay Turner. Tell us about the project.
Oh, so we actually doing a podcast. It's called Two Ball Brothers. As you can see, I have no hair. Lost it in the war of heaven, and heaven took my hairline, and it was like God was like, you don't need it anymore. But He gave me a beard, so that's how it works. So we have a podcast called Two Ball Brothers. It's me and JT Turner. He's actually a stand-up comedian here in California. Hilarious, and so we've actually been doing podcasts for about a year. And so it's just kind of like something up and coming. We're working on it. It's definitely comedic, but yet we talk about real life. We talk about hot topics that's going on. And like I said, you can check it out on my YouTube. Just type in Mr. Ant Davis. And we have I think probably 20 to 25 podcasts that we've dropped already.
Okay, nice. Tell us what some of your favorite podcast episodes were and why.
We talked about Black women, because I don't know if you saw that somebody just downed Black women, just talked bad about them. These two, I forgot the name of their podcast, but they were just degrading Black women. So we talked about that, and that was definitely one of my favorite ones. We talked about, what else did we talk about? That was big. We talked about our Hollywood experience, how close we've been to success, and then it's just whatever. So we've been through a lot of that too, because JT's been in the comedic game for 12 years. Okay. And so we've had a lot of ups and downs. So that was good just to talk about that. So those are probably my favorites.
Okay. What is it about Black women that you'd like to share with us?
I love Black women. I love Black women. I love how they carry themselves. I was just talking to my girlfriend. I said, I love Black women glide. When they walk, there's a glide to them. They're not bouncing. There's just a lot of smooth with them. Y'all smell amazing. Y'all take care of y'all men. Y'all cook. Well, not all of y'all. 90% of y'all. There's 10% of y'all that's still doing microwave dinners, but 90% of y'all, 90% of y'all cook really well. So I just love Black women, and I came from a Black woman, so
right.
It's always a shout out to her all day, every day.
Absolutely. So what can we expect from you next?
You turned up your lip when I said 90%. Are you in that 90%?
Oh, I can burn.
Oh,
I can burn with the best of them.
Honestly, that's how I know a Black woman can cook. Because she's like, I can burn. If you did, I cook a little bit, that means you suck. That means it's terrible. You burn stuff all day long.
No, I know he's not gonna cook. It's just no, I can burn. I'm an excellent cook.
Okay.
Excellent. And soul food is my specialty.
What can you cook? What can you throw down on?
Is this my show or yours?
I'm just asking you. What can you cook on?
I'm good at everything that I cook, really.
Oh, okay.
Soul food is my specialty. So Southern cook, Southern food. Definitely, I can do oxtails. I can do greens, macaroni and cheese, candy yams, cornbread.
Okay, Candy. Come on, Candy.
Yep, and all of that is from scratch.
You need to pull up to Texas so I can have a home cooked meal.
Right, all of that is from scratch. So I'm a wonderful cook.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you said okay. So
when you pulling up?
With me.
Yeah, when you pulling up? Pull up.
You don't tell me that. Don't threaten me with a good time because I will pull up all day. I have my bib on already. Utensils and everything.
Right. So what's next?
Yeah. What's next is I'm actually working on some content on my YouTube page. We're gonna do some restaurant reviews and some food reviews. Just make it funny, light, have a good time. And then also I'm working on some more stuff with JT. We're gonna actually travel with the podcast. We're gonna do different places that we can travel and talk and do some segments there. And then also working on a new sitcom for myself. So y'all be on the lookout for that. We actually had the idea because my girlfriend and I, we went to this cafe and it had all these characters in this cafe, and I was like, "Yo, this is an actual sitcom right here." So I started putting some pieces together. So I've been writing for about a month now. So be on the lookout for that. We'll see. We'll put it on something like a streaming service or something like that. So for sure.
Okay, wonderful. Tell the audience where they can find you.
So you can actually go to my website. It's Mr. Anthony Davis. MrAnthonyDavis.com. And you can, once you go there, you're one click away from everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Actually, I got hacked on my Facebook, so my Facebook is no longer available. So you can just go on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, all those good things. And just be on the lookout for all that good stuff coming on that website.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a guest.
And I'm not going to forget you. So you was talking a good game about that food. So I'm not going to forget you. Don't try to forget me, because I'll be in Texas, pulled up, waiting at the airport. Like, where you at, Miss Jones?
I'm not going to forget you. But the other thing is I can really burn. So you're not ready for that type of cooking, you know.
Oh, I is. You see how I talked? I said I is.
Okay.
I am ready.
Okay. You say so. I'm going to let it go. The Big Texas Bossin podcast can be found on every major streaming site. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Big Texas Bossin. Subscribe to the Big Texas Bossin podcast on YouTube for alerts on more episodes. Until next time, keep bossing it up, tossing coins, living your biggest and best life. Thank you.
On top.